Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan told a panel discussion on governance that there's still a need for parastatals in a developmental state. It's despite the South African economy having been dented by maladministration and corruption at key state-owned entities. Kopano Gumbi reports.
There are over 700 state-owned entities in South Africa. The vast majority of them are run efficiently, but the poor governance of a few key entities has deeply compromised the economy. At a summit hosted by the UN's Economic Commission for Africa, Minister Pravin Gordhan gave an example of how detrimental such lapses have been to rail systems operator Transnet.
Although it can extract export a lot more timber, mineral commodities, agricultural commodities, coal from Richards Bay and so on, it just doesn't have enough locomotives to do so. Had that been a proper acquisition of locomotives, the country's export earnings would have been huge, given the kind of demands that we see at this point in time.
Gordhan also said there should be a more substantive assessment of how governance is practiced in the country to avoid a repeat of state capture in future.
We had auditors, all amongst the Big Four and Big Five and Big Six in South Africa. So, Professor, you've got to think about your training of auditors now, who did audits of these entities, but who never reported on state capture, never reported on corruption, didn't find anything wrong with any tender, including the 1064 or whatever it was. How come? Is a question. Because we were looking at the formalistic part, not the substance of what we are talking about.
The President has committed to responding to state capture recommendations by September, following which more action to prevent any future misdeeds is expected. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I am Kopano Gumbi in Johannesburg.